whenever you're ready.
My name is Sergeant Robert Walsh.
And I'm Sergeant Janae McGee.
Basically, the premise behind the Bridge Kids program was basically a nuisance in the area or a lot of delinquent activity back in 2016. As a sergeant who was actually patrolling this beat, it was my responsibility to make sure that the kids got home safe. At that time, I partnered with Lynn Hale Elementary School, and we started to build relationships with them. The most important thing about those relationships that we built, the administration here was already walking the kids home from school, but they could only go so far. They were limited in resources as far as how often they could do it. So I promised her, the principal at the time, that we would do our best to assist them. So we began placing multiple officers throughout the route that the walkers actually took home, which included the bridge. Now, the name of the Bridge Kids is a name that is an affectionate name, and we were jokingly around when we actually came up with it. And of course, the kids walk back and forth over a culvert, and the actual bridge is the only means of transportation, foot transportation, to and from the neighborhoods. So, again, we developed relationships with them. We started walking with them. We got to know them personally. This wasn't anything about enforcement. It was just about building relationships and letting them know that there are positive interactions with law enforcement. So we became friends with them. And at that time, a lot of different things happened. One of the first things we did, we conducted a safety presentation to kind of give them an idea of what crime looks like, because at that age, they may not actually know. Then we actually brought in a couple of the community, the businesses in the community that helped us further bridge the gap between us and them. We had parties as well as we painted a mural. So the community came together. We painted our first mural, which gave us an opportunity to interact with the kids. The culvert that they actually cross is riddled with graffiti. And it was important for us to give them something to see that was positive, something that was beautiful as they walked back and forth. At that time, I transitioned out of the unit, and gratefully, Sergeant McGee took over the program, and she can tell you guys.
Yes, so in 2016, I took over Bridge Kids program, and when Walsh handed me his baby, he literally said, "Take care of my baby." And from there, he was like, "Make it grow and expand." And without the officer's support, we wouldn't be able to do things like the ice cream social that we added to the Bridge Kids program. We added the daddy-daughter dance, and I believe the latest one was boots and blings for the guys. And essentially all that we're trying to do is continue to foster those relationships between the students and officers. We painted one more mural, so we have two down there that are currently complete, and then in the summertime of this year we plan to paint another mural, and all of that was with the help of the community and Lynn Hale students and faculty and staff. So a big thank you to them, and thank you to the officers that help support. Thank you to our chain of command, Chief Johnson, Chief McGinty, and our lieutenants for having their full support and pretty much saying yes to whatever we bring them to the table.
And so I came back to the district in 2017, and we were tasked with improving the program, furthering the program. So one of the things we wanted to do as we were going back to school was to do something to actually set the tone for the school year. So we came up with the idea of actually providing shoes. We know that's something that is not typical, but we also ran into a couple roadblocks and realized how big of a task that was. Thankfully, we developed a great partnership with the Arlington Police Foundation, who in exchange had some potential contacts that were willing to help us. And then we were introduced to Scott with Vans, and as well as Georgie Zhang, who is a firecracker in herself, and she kind of pushed this thing through for us. And with the partnerships between those two, as well as the officers, we were able to provide Vans shoes for 3rd through the 6th grade.
And then with that, we had big ideas. And initially we were like, man, we want to do everybody in the district to have shoes. And Walsh was like, calm down, calm down. So then we focused on really the school in need, and we focused our attention towards Lynn Hale. Some other partners that also helped us out was Under Armour, and thank you for Natalia for that, and just everybody for bringing it all together.